As you start to walk towards it, you see a figure coming out. A figure that's a little bit bigger than you are. And as he steps out, as the figure steps out, he speaks to you. Boy, don't you dare aim my own sword at me.
And he immediately drops it on the ground.
Out of the smoke steps Eglig Strongrock Nagalathai, Droghar's father.
Welcome to Comics in the Cross, the greatest streamers that you have never heard of. You have landed on Chronicles of Andriesia, and we are entering session 18. Last week was kind of crazy. I would like to welcome back our illustrious Captain Aerowen. Welcome back, Caleb. We miss you, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. Miss you guys. Sorry, I'm still adjusting my lights here.
All good. And obviously we have a notable absence tonight with TBD, who will be played very deftly by our awesome DM tonight. So it's all yours, Cross. It's all yours.
Yeah, just going to think of all these weird scenarios just to stick TBD in and leave. Like, okay, she has to deal with that when she comes back next week now.
He already has Billy. I mean,
Billy's a situation of himself at the moment. But welcome, everyone, to Chronicles of Andriesia, session 18. And boy, did a lot happen last week.
Just a bit.
So much stuff took place. We are on a bit of a different ship for the most part, to be completely honest. Leo Bran, the Leonin first mate of the Crescent, is now a reforged metal warrior, thanks to what happened on Alloy and being upgraded. Droghar's missing arm was replaced with a reforged arm with a blade attached to it. The Droghar is now getting used to. Erellia got a brand new short sword and dagger combo, honor and poise, beautiful blades. TBD got Billy the club, and Bill, he would consider himself an even more beautiful talking mace weapon.
Who cannot swim, by the way.
Nope, absolutely not. And we now also have Dream pretty much full out in the open with the crew, and having worked with Aries to get to the location of the island of Typhon. Finally, the island that they were looking for. They have, well, at least what they hope is the correct maps and star charts and everything to finally get to the island to find the Bow of Conquest. So, but Dream is now no longer hidden on the ship. Everyone knows about her. Most of the people have now interacted with her, at least briefly, or have seen her. So what's going to happen with her now being on the ship? And after a good few days of being stuck in his quarters, of writing in Fae runes all around his office, hail Valron and praise Valron, Captain Aerowen Silvertail awakens and finds himself on his ship. So what is going to take place tonight? Before we delve into it tonight, though, a massive shout out to our partners and our sponsors, Misty Mountain Gaming, mistymountaingaming.com. Come and get your dice. I got the chance to show off some of my new lovely resin dice. Look at these beauties. Clear with a little bit of purple.
I'll be getting mine shortly.
My dice.
So go and check out mistymountaingaming.com. Use code CROSS10, that's CROSS10, to get 10% off your order there, whether you're going to get some of the beautiful dice, some of the rolling trays, some of their leather work in bags, some of their dice bags, some of... they've got so much stuff in there. I was just looking through all the stuff that wasn't the dice earlier on today, and it's like, I keep forgetting just how much stuff's actually on there. I will be honest, a good chunk of the stuff is... Oh, yep. Getting Erellia's there. There we go. The light was fighting you there for that one. But yeah, it's like I forget like some of the stuff that's on there. They've got a lot of great stuff on there. I will be honest, a lot of stuff is currently out of stock, but it is going to be getting restocked.
Yeah,
Is your dragon bag from them?
What?
Is your dragon bag from them?
My dragon dice bag I bought with them. I don't think it's on their website though.
Oh, okay.
Their dice bag, but they do have like dragon leather like bags, which are even
It's so cool.
which are even nicer, and I kind of want one of them as well now.
They're getting a huge restock of the resin dice this week. So
yeah, so that's the thing. Like anything that's out of stock, if it's out of stock, just wait long enough. It will be coming back in shortly. So, and the resin dice, some of them are just beautiful.
They really
so
are
nice.
They are.
So please go and check them out. Go and check out their website. Absolutely, 100% will not be disappointed by the selection that you find there. And also, get a little 10% off anything that you purchase.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's delve into tonight.
Ooh.
We kick off probably less than a day from having left the island of Alloy. The ship's left it well in its wake, but it's been very kind of calm and quiet and somber on the ship. Whoa, just saw lightning flash go by Jaye there. Holy crap.
Yeah, just a heads up.
Told you there was a storm.
There is a storm, if you cannot hear that is taking place. And it's taking place pretty much over where all of us live, essentially. So if we disappear, apologies. We'll try and get back up as quick as we can. We're hoping it won't happen, but there is a chance. So
sets the mood. My goodness.
Yeah, so
it's yeah. Yeah, I think we're about to get in the next 20 minutes. So
yeah, so we're getting hit with it, and it's on its way to Spacehawk as well. So fantastic.
Hey.
Who lives now only 2 hours away?
Yeah, just
super close.
Just down the road from us now, pretty much. Which is pretty awesome.
We got to have a cookout at some point.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's pull us back in. We are on the Crescent, and it's a very somber mood on the Crescent. A lot has taken place. There's a lot of adjustment to make on the ship. Biggest one, the adjustment being is Leo's kind of off on his own right now, kind of trying to process the fact that he is now a Reforged and is not coping greatly with it, because, well, you wouldn't. Waking up and all of a sudden you're in a new body. But everyone's kind of just taking the time to get used to the way things are, the new stuff. But the first person we're going to is waking up from essentially days in a trance is Arrow.
I'll tell you guys this. Technically, yes, I was asleep. I was not myself, but I've been awake for days. So I'll walk out and I kind of snap out of everything that's happened, and I walk out, and there is literally bags under my eyes. I am exhausted up to this point. And I walk out. I look around. Where's the damn cat?
Everyone is on the deck, kind of take notice that you're up. Everyone absolutely shocked that Arrow's out. At this point, no one expected Arrow to even be coming out of his quarters. They thought he was gone. So,
and I will say the markings on my body have gotten worse. It's now all the way up my neck and starting to go on my face. You heard me. Bring me the damn cat.
My ears are just
Blog! Visk! Bring me Dream! And Aries now!
Oh no. So I turned to Dream and I'm like, look, we're gonna have to go down.
Fine with me.
Alright.
Are you guys on the deck of the ship?
We're in the crow's nest. So I come down. And Dream's right next to me.
I have my sword at the ready and my pistol.
As you're doing that, Visk can't do anything to help. He's currently steering the ship. But as you're starting to pull your weapons, you see this metal creature coming towards you and kind of putting his hand out. It's easy now.
What the hell are you?
Maybe a bit weird to take on board. It's Leo, Captain. Long story.
What?
Just Easy with the weapons. A lot has happened the last few days. You've been
Drogar's on the deck.
take it a little easy.
Drogar's on the deck. He's practicing fighting, like just practicing, and he sees what's going on, and he walks over to Arrow, and he holds up his left arm, and he goes, "Arrow, it's true. It's Leo.
I don't understand.
I don't
There's a
actually
lot.
either."
Yeah, a lot's happened the last couple of days, so just maybe not be quite so trigger happy right now until the situation's kind of explained.
I look up. Okay.
And then I kind of come up and I said, Arrow, ask anything of me. I'll tell you.
You lied to me.
And Dream's split dropped to the deck as well. She was right behind Aries.
I will put my sword to her throat.
Whoa! Arrow,
Uh,
look, don't make me choose your life or hers. Put it down.
my eyes start to glow green.
I start like playing my song of rest, just like on my. And
I drop the sword
Let me see.
and I collapse with my back, and I hit my back hits the side.
As you do
Well,
that,
you get
Dream
four-
pulls it.
You get
As you
4
do
HP.
that, Dream pulls the dagger out of her side and puts it to your throat. We're all going to be calm here while we discuss this, but if you threaten me again, I am going to come for you.
I'm gonna step between.
As I'm sitting down, I do have my gun. As I'm laying down, I am getting sleepy, but I pull like my pistol up, like I'm laying down like this. Back
All right.
off.
All right.
So I come in and I step in between both of them. I'm like, Dream,
Hey,
I'll
I was all
protect you.
happy.
I'll protect you.
I don't need you to protect me. I was more than happy to be calm until the Haregon put a blade to my throat.
I know, Dream. I know. But I got you. I would never let any harm come to you. You know that.
She's holding the knife and she releases her hand and just holds them with her fingers and moves. Takes a step back and sheaths it back in her belt.
Arrow is gonna try to stand up. He's like kind of leaned back, and he's kind of like you can tell how exhausted he is, and he's just pulling himself up, and like super weak.
I'll put my arm out. Grab it.
I'll take. You help him up.
Yeah. Dude, you need some sleep.
And I'll go to the front of the ship, and I won't say anything, and I'll just walk. And I will, as I'm walking, Erellia, are you on the boat?
Yes.
I will
definitely
grab
on
you,
the
but
boat.
not like and like kind of like pull you with me, not like
Good
trying to harm you, but like just like come here, like I need to talk to you.
Okay, don't hurt me.
As we're standing there, what the hell happened?
Oh my gosh, where do I even start? Oh my gosh. So we got to Typhon and I scoped everything out. Everything was fine. I got back. We were gonna look for some maps.
We went
And,
to Alloy.
Alloy, that's it. Typhon Alloy, one of those. And I kind of may have gotten Drogar's arm ripped off. And him and Leo got captured, and I don't
I
even
walk
know.
I walk over and I kind of look at you to see if you need help explaining what happened.
No.
will-
You get away. I'm not talking to you. I'm
Why?
done with you because you lied to me.
I didn't lie.
I told you.
And I told you when I was ready I would share. That was not a lie. I might have held things to my heart.
You brought someone on my ship. You all seem to forget whose ship this is. Be
She would have
prepared,
died
whatever
where
the
she
next.
was.
And she should have.
Really?
Not my problem. In
Yeah.
fact, Aries, the next stop, you have deceived me, as Valron said. Lord Valron has told me that
Oh, really?
you would deceive me.
Yes.
For the
The
next
one who
stop,
is making you mad,
and your-
the one that is twisting your thoughts, the one that made you go crazy in your cabin for 2 days, that guy? Dream put her life on the line for you. She didn't have to. And why would I leave her on that island? Huh? Nobody asked about her. Nobody cared.
Hey,
She is
all
my
right.
mate. I
You
would
should
not
have
leave
talked to
her.
me about it first. If you would have
tried.
said anything, Aries, if you would have said, my partner, whatever, needs to get off the island, I would have been okay with it, but you didn't.
But nobody asked, and I hadn't seen her for
Why
years.
are you waiting for
I didn't know
us
what kind
to
of
ask,
snake she
though?
was.
Like, it's
Yeah.
something for you to bring to us, not
And
waiting
you're
for us
right.
to ask.
I should have said
This is-
something. I should have said something, but I was scared. I didn't know what kind of state of mind she was in. Nobody asked about her. Nobody knew. So I brought her on the ship to give her safe passage. I had to make sure that she was okay. But everybody, after being under the siren spell, everything was going on. I had to wait. And I did not lie. I told you there was something important that I was hiding that might affect Droghar, and I tell you when I was ready. And I did. I told you when I was ready.
Well,
And while you were in your
it's
cabin,
too
I
late.
told everybody what happened. I told
It's
everybody who she was.
It was just a little too late for some of us. I tend to agree with Arrow. It just looks really shady. And when you're dealing with people like us, we don't trust to begin with.
Really? Shady? What is your
Okay.
past, Erellia? What is your past? We don't know it yet.
Not my past. Well, have you asked?
Aurelia, don't say anything. You don't have to prove anything. You have already proven your loyalty and your friendship to all of us.
And
Droghar,
what?
do you
Droghar,
trust this dream?
he's just crushing beer, like, by himself. He doesn't want to get involved in the argument. He just looks over his shoulder, and he shrugs.
Arrow,
He goes back to drinking.
Well, hey,
we risked our life for you. Dream and I risked our lives. We saved Droghar. We saved Leo. Leo can tell you. I stayed true to you and your ship, Captain.
Well, what
Droghar
was
slowly
Dream
walks
doing
over.
on that island in the first place? What was she?
What
why
is-
did she go there? Why
what
did
does
she go to
Dream-
the island?
Dream, what do you don't know me. You owe nothing to me. What are your motivations for even coming aboard? What are your motivations for even being here?
And what were your motivations on being on that island?
I came on this ship because Aries was here. I came on this ship to be with her. It's been a long time from us seeing each other. And honestly, it's none of your business why I was on Greycrow. Doesn't see what it's got to do with anything here.
It
Well, from
has
now on, when you're
everything
on
to do
this
with
ship,
it.
this is my business, whoever sets foot on my ship. I can easily just show you off the ship next island. I'd be happy to do that, quite honestly. And you, Aries, I have nothing more to say to you. And I'll walk off.
Well, didn't realize
I just go to the post and just start scratching it.
Dream walks over to Aries and is like, wow, I didn't realize you were on the ship of such an ungrateful Haregon.
Come on, let's go back to the crow's nest. I need to cool down.
Just
No,
as
I'm staying right here.
just as Droghar gets to the group that's arguing, everybody kind of disperses, and he's like,
I'm gonna be like, Dream, what in the right
Dream-
mind are you calling him ungrateful? It's just
Well, the Haregon can barely stand on his own 2 feet, has spent the last how many days in his cabin scratching into the wall, is clearly not totally right in the head, and we have spent the last few days, including myself, whether or not you agree with how I got on this ship, I was part of what took place on Alloy, and we risked our lives to get the information to go and get what's apparently going to heal him. That includes your big fella there losing an arm, the bigger fella over there being in a metal body, having lost his previous one thanks to it, and the rest of us all having on the line, and all he can do is piss and moan and rant about the fact of that someone told a lie. He's a freaking pirate. How many lies have been told in his lifetime? And he can't be grateful that we all did that for him. He's just pissy because Aries said, I need time to tell you something that's really important to me. And then when she eventually did tell him, he went off the handle and attempted to kill her.
well, you are on his ship. It is his property, and when you mess with that,
Dream.
In what way have I
especially for
messed
a
with that?
pirate,
In
you
what way have
got
I
on his
messed with
ship
that?
without his consent. That's pretty messed up.
Dream. It's apparent that they don't care.
If you want me to keep this PG, you better start just listening to what we're saying. Obviously, we have a very good point right now, and you are just completely blowing past it just because you were there while we were trying to get more information.
Drogar's not just sitting there eating popcorn. Just
You were there just because you wanted to keep Aries safe. Don't even play
And
like you had honorable intentions. None of your intentions have been honorable, and I
you,
do not trust you
okay,
as far as I
you
could throw
need
you.
to stop talking. I am in no
Oh,
qualms
I
about
need
the
to stop talking.
I have no
I
qualms
need
about
to
the
stop
fact.
talking.
I have no
Okay.
qualms about the. Would
How
you
about we take
shut
this to
up?
the mat?
Dream.
Let's take this to the mat.
You know what, Dream?
I have no qualms that
Very
I was there
true.
for Aries. I have no qualms. I went to make sure she was okay. I'm sorry. Who were the ones that got the needed information? Me and Aries. Who were the one that cost your teammate his arm? You.
To be
All right,
to be
Dream.
fair, I would like to speak for a second. To be fair, this was not Aries' fault. This was my fault. I'm the one who attacked. Aries did not attack.
You mean-
Yep, Erellia
You
is
mean
what I mean.
Erellia.
Way too many beers. This was not Aurelia's fault. So why don't we roll that back for a
Dream.
second?
Dream, we don't need them. Just you and me. We don't need them.
Droghar gives a side glance at Aries. I walk away.
Dream goes
There's
to
a
start
code,
trying to
and
climb.
you are breaking a code.
Dream
and
goes to
then I
start
walk
climbing the mast again and says, Aries, just remember, if this is what they say to your face, imagine what the slaughter's saying behind your back.
Look, things were much simpler when it was just me and Drogar in the little halfling cottage. I don't know what's going on now.
This is why you don't get attached. Can't trust anyone, and they're doing exactly what I said they would.
I know. It's not the Tabaxi way, I know. But you and I were always different. I thought maybe because you and I kind of broke the whole code and we decided to stay together, it'd be different.
It's a rarity. I know you've gotten attached to this crew here. I know you've got attached to these people. But one thing they don't like, and pretty much they've all turned on you. Just saying.
Dream, I think the hardest one is Drogar. He was always there for me. But now I don't even know.
All I'm going to say is they're all really quite happy to accuse you of me coming on here. And I did. I came on without permission from the captain. That's a fair thing. None of them are willing to have a conversation about it. They all just want to blame you for it.
You know I
If they
do
were
it
really
in a
your-
heartbeat, right?
Absolutely. And I would do the same for you, but they're not even willing to have a conversation with you about it. So
Well, I'll tell you what. I think TBD's down with Jimmy. Let's go see what he's cooking, and maybe we can take a little something from the storage. Because I'm
let's go have a
hungry.
little. Yeah, let's go have a little look.
Also, I've given orders to the crew not to let them have any food or any supplies.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Arrow,
I'm
Oh,
pissed
dude.
and petty.
Okay,
Ha-
I go to TBD.
Hashtag high five.
So I go to TBD. I'm like, TBD. Just a few apples. That's it.
TBD's like, I'm not sure. Captain said you weren't to get anything.
After everything? I mean, I even just healed him a little bit after he came out of the cabin because he looked exhausted. Calmed him down. I'm trying to help.
TBD kind of looks for a minute. Is it? Yeah, you're usually trying to help. Okay. And she hands over some stuff for you.
Thank you. And we just kind of hide it in our stuff.
Okay, can I see? Can I like see Aries before she goes back?
Yep.
Aries,
So can we come back on deck and like Dream
Yeah.
kind of goes.
I just want to take you aside and just say, it's not that I don't trust you. I just don't trust Dream. And it's just the fact of the way that it all transpired. Like, I'm used to having a code between people like Soraya and Amaya where even if something isn't on the up and up, we communicate and tell each other that there's something going on before we find out in a completely wrong way. And so I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that it's really concerning. It's putting up all of the red flags. And I don't know if Dream is here for your best intentions because how long has it been? I mean, we don't know if we can trust her. I mean, why was she even on that island in the first place?
Look, Erellia. I come from a people that has a code too. But the code is look to your own. It's Tabaxis, we travel, but we always travel single. We don't have families. We mate, but then that's just to produce more of us, and then they're set loose. We don't have families. And it's not like, they don't care. It's just it doesn't matter. It's not part of our code. We look to ourselves. But look, Dream and I, we decided long ago to become mates. Just us two. She taught me everything I knew. It broke my heart when I had to let her go. And then when I got on the island and I finally found her, here she was, my mate on this island. I hadn't seen her for years. But she was hurt, she was wounded, she was underneath that siren's spell for years. After we defeated the siren, she was unconscious for hours. What would I do with her? She was mine and I'm hers. I had to bring her on the ship. But
Why
nobody,
did you get us to help you?
because nobody
We could've
asked.
helped you. You're the one
but-
to ask for help. We don't ask you to help you. You
No,
ask for help.
I'm not saying help. Nobody asked who she was. You guys saw me with her, being with her, living with her for a day. Nobody
That
asked who
doesn't-
she was.
Okay,
Nobody asked where she went. When I went missing, who tried to find me?
Well,
I'm pretty sure
technically, Arrow
Droghar
did
tried.
ask.
Look,
yeah.
look.
Yeah, I don't buy that reasoning. I really don't. I think that's just a cop out.
Well, that's
because you're just unwilling to take responsibility for what happened. And you should just own up to it. If you had owned up to it, I would have respected you more. But obviously, that's just not going to happen.
no. Because I would not trade it. I would not do anything different. She is my mate. And as far as I'm
Okay,
concerned,
so you're
Tabaxi
choosing your
stay on
mate
her own.
over us. I get that now. Okay.
Well, that way, because you guys don't want to give me
Comprehended.
the benefit of the doubt. After I risked my life for you guys, you didn't even want to give me the benefit of the doubt.
It's not you, is what I'm
But
saying.
it is me. You just said you don't trust me. You don't agree with what I'm saying. So
No,
it
that's
does have
not
to
what
do.
I'm saying. No, what I am saying is I don't trust Dream. Dream
Then
is
trust
0%
me.
trustworthy.
But
It's gonna
trust me.
take
We
a
didn't trust
lot.
each other, but yet we got thrown into this crazy thing together. We all had to take time and learn. I didn't expect you guys to trust her. I still don't expect you guys to trust her. That's okay. But you have to trust me. But I will
It's gonna
choose
be a
over
little
her if you
difficult
guys.
after what
Well-
happened.
Well, then I will choose her. Because technically I have known her longer. So if you're going by long and trust, I'll have to choose her.
I'll
And-
kind of appear from the background and say, you know what, Aurelia, leave it be. She's chosen her side. We've chosen ours.
And I start just
Agreed.
scratching the ship like all the way down to where Dream is.
You're just destroying his property for
It's just making it worse.
The ship is-
Droghar. I need a drink. Let's go drink together.
Droghar is swinging his great sword on the on the deck, not even paying attention to anything.
Don't hurt me. I just want to have a drink.
As long as no
He's
one
trying
does
to play with
Thunder
this new
Wave.
arm.
I need some of that good stuff you got.
Come
Like
over
good,
here.
good.
I've got the whole
I'll,
cast.
While they're all doing that, I'm gonna go find Leo and go to his, because he has. I'm assuming he has like a little bit of a private quarters away from the crew, being the first mate and all. So I'll kind of like move the curtain back and Leo.
Hi, Captain.
I'll walk up to him and reach out with my hand and put it on his metal chest. And kind of
It's
put
me.
my head on his head. I'm so sorry.
That literally almost
I'm-
deafened out my earphones there. Sorry, there was a massive bit of thunder like drowned out what was coming in my earphones.
You're
Oh
good.
my goodness.
It's outside on the boat. It's starting to storm.
I was gonna say it's not like they're bringing thunder
Yeah,
on the boat.
it's what's happening.
These sound effects are
4D
amazing.
It's so
Those
lifelike.
3D sound effects. So I'll put my hand on his head and just go. I'm so sorry, my friend. I was
It's
not
okay.
there for you. And I hate this.
It's not
How
ideal.
are you doing?
Honestly, I'm struggling a bit.
And I kind of just like look him up and down. So how much of you is you? Are you all machine now?
For the most part. Like, it's still me. It's still my mind and my personality. It's still me that's in here. But my body's essentially all reforged. They took me for upgrades because of the missing hand, but, you know, living a pirate's life doesn't exactly leave you in the best physical condition of your life. Between, you know, malnutrition, destroying our livers with alcohol, and many, many wounds and fights, they decided it was best to upgrade everything. And here I am. I mean, physically, I'm bigger, stronger, faster than I've ever been in my life. But I technically can't feel. There's no touch. There's no sensation. It's hard equating emotions to things in the same way. So it's a lot to deal with, to be honest. But worse things could be worse. I could have died. I'm still here, at least in some shape or form. And as much as
Nothing else. You are a strong ass pirate now. And you're an unstoppable machine. So, if we get any more scraps, you're my guy for sure. You're still my number 2.
And he shows off some of his new stuff. Like, he's now got a short sword blade that comes out of his left arm. And on his right arm, a big, cannon kind of comes up.
That's badass!
It comes with a few upgrades. There is one thing I do need to say, is you've been out. I did talk to you when we first set off on this voyage, and I was uncertain about the rest of DOA and their association continuing with them. I will say they have proven themselves, as far as I'm concerned.
Droghar?
Droghar and I have settled our differences. We're on good terms.
Good.
And I will say this, they've all proven themselves in the last few days that you've been out, especially on the island of Alloy. That place was no walk in the park. I've settled.
What's your make on the cat? The other one, not Aries.
On Dream? All I can speak of is what I've seen of her in action. She did come on the ship under subterfuge. She did come in here hidden without your permission. But let's be honest, Captain. It's not the first time that's happened in our ship. It's not the first time you've done that on a ship. There are plenty of ships that you
invite everybody on.
Our crew has non-stop changed in the last few months. And there's been a couple of times that you and I have had to sneak onto ships without being seen and kind of acquaint ourselves, whether or not the captain of that ship was aware of it. And we ended up getting on pretty good terms with most of them. I mean, there was one that tried to shoot it. Yes.
That crap was funny. Woo! I was on the wig. I had the wig on.
Oh, the wig.
Oh my gosh, the wig. Do you still have it, perhaps?
I'm sure it's in a box around here somewhere. We've not used it in
we'll
some
look for
while.
It later.
Yeah.
But man, that was good times. Let me tell you, despite
as much
you being a machine...
As much as I can tell you, let me just say about Dream.
Yeah.
She did come under subterfuge, and Aries wasn't forthright with it. But at the same time, one of the reasons she's even on this mission is, one, you see her as trustworthy enough to come along with the rest of DOA. And two, she is here to save your life. And if you trust her that much, I honestly don't think she would bring someone on the boat that would put that under threat. And the honest truth is, Dream's not done anything to put that under threat. She's very standoffish, but so was Aries when you first met her. That's part of the Tabaxi way. And Dream did have a hand in getting us the information for Typhon. We now know where we're going in the direction to be heading, partially because of her. She did play a role in that. I can't lie on that. And as far as I've seen, she's not done anything to hinder the ship, the crew, the mission, or anything that I've seen. And you know me. I'm pretty much, straight and true with you. As far as I've seen, I've not seen any of that. Plus, depending what's coming up on the islands ahead, she's been in this boat for quite some time without us fully knowing she was here. That could be a pretty beneficial skill to use.
I trust you, my friend, in your judgment, which is why you're my number 2. And despite your cool robotic features, which seriously, I'm jealous up to this point. Because, this body is wearing away and dying, so I kind of wish I was a robot up to this point, because, I wouldn't be dying, but I do trust you, and you're still my number 2. And if something happens to me, the ship is yours. Just know that.
I appreciate that, Captain, but nothing's going to happen to you. We're going to succeed.
I hope not, but
You know,
I
don't
think
get
I
me
have
wrong. Don't get me wrong. We don't keep your eyes open for stuff. It's the thing I want to ask, honestly, is how are you doing? You are not yourself fully. I know you're putting on a front in front of the rest of the crew, but like, sir, I've seen your cabin. When you went in there, like it's. I know your mind's going.
you
I know.
remember June
Yeah, your
and
former
his
captain.
last days.
Yeah, I remember June. I remember him and seeing your quarters look like that. That's what scared me.
He did the same thing.
Which, if that's the case, means you don't have that long left.
I'm far beyond. I feel like by this time June was already gone. I don't think I have much longer.
The only thing we can kind of hope for at this time is that Valron is just enjoying playing with you too much.
He
The more
tortured me.
he's getting a game out of it, the more time it's buying us. As much as I hate to see you in that state, if this is what he's going to do, goad him into it. Keep him playing the game. Keep him entertained. It might be enough to distract him. Because as long as he's
Will do.
entertained, he'll keep this going, and it'll buy us the time we need to get to Typhon and get the bow.
I'll unbutton kind of my top button. I'll just show him my chest and how bad. I mean, it's just getting like worse and worse.
He kind of puts
Listen.
his hand on your chest and starts tracing some of them. Like, this is bad. This is really bad.
You're right. I am putting on a front. My body feels like it's on fire. My bones hurt. Every step I take hurts. And to be honest with you, the only thing keeping me going is magic. He gave me the power, but what he doesn't know is I'm a little bit more craftier than he is. I'm using that power to keep me up. Unfortunately, that power is also killing me. So, you know, rock in a hard place.
Your job is to stay on your feet. I'm officially taking majority of command of the ship. I will take care of the crew. I will take care of the major running of things in the ship. I know it well enough. You do what you have to do to keep things looking like they're running normally and that you're functioning. But I will take most command of everything so that you don't have to worry about it. This is not something to concern yourself. Your concern is keeping yourself going.
Will do. Thank you, my friend.
Always, sir.
And I give a bow. I have some beef to squash, I think. I'll head
Be
upstairs.
careful. If you pick a fight, they can probably take you right now, just FYI.
Let them try. I'm kind of like bracing myself against the wall. Like I'm very, very.
Leo watches you go up and he's like, that's what I'm worried about.
I'll go up to the top and I'll ring the danger bell, but there's no danger. I'll just kind of like ding, 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 ding for everybody to come up. But Leo,
immediately, the crew start going crazy. Bob and Glob start running about. Visk start running about crazy. Man, the bow station, get
nope,
the cannons
stop,
ready.
nope, that's not what I meant.
Drop anchor so we can deflect.
No, that's 3 bells, not 4 bells, you morons. I just need everyone to come aboard the ship. Everybody up the top. Get everybody, please. Erellia, Aries, the stupid cat that I hate. Droghar. TBD. Where's TBD?
TBD tries to talk. trying to stop Jimmy. Jimmy's now in absolute hysterics because you rang the bell and is now running around the lower decks of the ship.
No, Jimmy, you know what? Just let him go. It's fine.
TBD yells up, "It's fine, I've got him, I think."
Okay, whatever. Does everyone come up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hide my
Everyone comes
apples though. They don't see it.
Dream
Listen.
doesn't care. Dream believes against the post, is literally just eating it.
I can't hear you, Droghar.
I was like, I'm in the back of the group, and I look over at Leo, and I just put my fist out, my metal fist, and we bump fists. And I just cross my
And
arms.
it sparks.
Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome.
We just look at each other, bump fists, and then we just look back at Arrow.
Listen, all of you. I know what you said. Leo, but I think they need to know, and they have a right to know. I said transparency. I want transparency on my ship going forward.
Mhm.
I'm getting worse. I'm getting very sick. I'm using magic to keep myself standing right now. I can barely move. My body hurts. My bones hurt. I can barely see. And my mind is going, I'm hallucinating. I don't have much longer. I don't know if we're gonna make it. But if something does happen, I'm not gonna go with fighting and anger on the ship. Aries, we're friends. And you did me wrong. I just wanted honesty, and you were not honest with me. And I get it. But going forward, I want full transparency. And you keep Dream in line. Dream, I don't trust you. I don't like you. But I like Aries.
She's not bad.
That is the only damn reason you're on this ship. One step out of line,
Understood.
your ass is off.
Understood.
Erellia, get it. Thank you for always having my back. And Droghar, you keep doing you, bro. Sorry about your arm, that sucks, but I heard it. You got some cool abilities now. That's sweet.
I can't feel it, but it's
No,
there
yeah.
and it works. So.
Yes.
And
We don't have much time
he
left.
accidentally shoots a sword out of his arm. He's like, "Oh,
A
Still-
bird's flying by.
still getting." And I just go, "Really?"
Jimmy could cook that. It's fine.
I just grab it and
Right,
take it. I take it
well.
downstairs to
Lucius in the
Jimmy.
stairs. Jimmy.
I just
Droghar
walk
got
it.
that out.
I walk it to Jimmy and just put it in his hands. Cook that, please.
Cook that, please.
Jimmy just immediately puts it in a pot.
Feathers it
You've
off.
got to
He doesn't
take the
take the feathers off or anything. Doesn't cut it open. Just
It's soft shell bird.
I just kind of look back at Dream. I just kind of look at her in the eyes. Just
Dream kind of looks at you and just.
How long do we have until Alloy?
well, according to my star charts, it's gonna be a few days.
Or whatever. Titan. See, I don't know. My brain is rotting.
The
Typhon.
place we're
Typhon.
the
I
place
want to
we're
say
going
typhoid,
here.
so I just take out the
I
oid.
know. I know. Oregon Trail.
Titaniana. Titania.
I can talk with Animal again if that would help.
Look, and I go to Arrow. I'm like, Arrow, look, I showed Leo this, and I open up the star chart. I'm like, look, we have a direction. We have a path. we found significant information in star charts and maps detailing the constellations within this area. Now, once again, we're finding an unknown island. It might be a little hard, but I honestly believe I can get us there.
TBD.
Here.
I'm using some pretty strong magic to keep myself alive. I bet you sense it, right?
Yes.
If there's anything you could do to help, I would appreciate it. But I understand if there's not.
I can try, because that's killing you right now.
Yes, it is. All right, crew. Let's go.
Can I, Aries, are you on the deck?
Yes.
Can I go up to you and grab you for a sec? No,
Yep.
I'm not sure why I'm asking you that. I walk up to you.
I was gonna say, I'm just like, come.
I walk up to you and I gently.
Man, all these guys pulling
Use
their women around. I mean, come
Use
on.
Goliath arm. Use Goliath arm. Don't use the reforged arm.
I walk over to you and I gently put my hand, top of my hand on your shoulder. I have to be very specific about the way that I approach living things. Apparently.
Very
As
gently.
you're talking to Aries as well, TBD kind of takes Arrow over to the side and sits him down and starts kind of doing a healing spell over him. But sorry, I just wanted to throw that in.
No worries. Is Dream beside you still?
She's probably like
She's kind of
maybe
off to the
back in the
side.
background, like
Okay.
on the other side or something.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Dream and be like, you and me, we have no problem. I have no problem with you. But I need to borrow Aries for just a second.
Dream kind of is there.
So
Okay.
before so I walk her over and I stop like kind of in the middle of the deck where nobody is, and I look at Aries and I'm like, Aries, are we okay?
Absolutely, Droghar.
Yeah, because
I mean,
I know there's the whole bunch of stuff going around with Dream and stuff like that. I honestly, I don't care. I don't know her. I don't know if she's good or bad or whatever, but I know you. So, I mean, if you feel like you want to bring someone on, go for it. But I have to say, like, it feels different since she has become part of the group between you and I. And I just want to make sure you and I are still good.
I kind of just be like, I think so. You know, before you, it was always her. But now it's both of you, and I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like maybe I was changing a little bit. But with Dream back, I feel like my old self. And I don't know where that's gonna lead. Because, you know, Dream and I, man, we were always together. We broke all the rules. We technically broke the code of Tabaxi, but we didn't care. She taught me everything I know. But then she got into some trouble, Droghar. Some really deep trouble. I gave her everything I had, and I gave it to her. Because you see, she's my mate. We promised ourselves to each other, and nobody else. But then I never knew I was gonna find a giant Goliath. So, it's almost like my new self is crashing with my old self, and I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But my heart's telling me to at least be with Dream. Because I missed her.
I think if anybody understands that, I do. Because you know where I come from. It's completely different than what we're doing now. And I have changed more than I would like. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. So just keep that in mind. Change is not necessarily bad.
Well, what if change makes you lose somebody you love? I don't know if I'm willing to risk that.
You have to weigh that. Because change did make me lose people I loved. But for me, it was healthiest and best option. It was honestly only option I had. So I say all that to say I have no beef with Dream. I have no beef with you. I just want to make sure you and me are good. I'm not trying to take place of anybody or anything, not trying to step on toes. Although I do that occasionally. I step on toes and murder
I was
birds.
gonna say, you
apparently.
stepped on my paws quite often.
But it's never a question. I have your back. Never. I don't want you ever to question that. You are
Oh, Droghar.
you are family to me. Whether you see that or not, for me, you are the only family I have. So
Family. Right.
and
Droghar,
Aries,
that was...
family is good. It can suck, okay? I don't want to paint a completely rosy picture. It can suck. Families suck sometimes. But it's good to have people in your life that will always be there and will always have your back and love unconditionally.
And then after that, you just see Aries, just like even her ears go down a bit, and she's just looking so much in turmoil. Like you can see there's something inside her that's battling. And then she just kind of shakes it off and says, Droghar, what did you put in that last batch? You seem very insightful today.
This is a new recipe. I've been trying. I met a little bit when we were on that little Munchkin Island where you found Dream. And
Yeah.
I think I've got a new thing going. I really like it.
I was gonna say,
I'm
hey,
still dumb though. It's okay. Like I know this and I'm okay with it. I'm still dumb, but you know it's good.
and I just take my like paw and try to do a fist, and I go, but then like I kind of slide back because he's just like a brick wall.
But we're good, right?
And then we're good.
All right.
And then I walk back over to Dream.
You head back over to Dream. As you're heading back there, TBD kind of finishes up with Arrow. And what she's telling you is that basically with her healing spell, she can kind of work on you once or twice a day to kind of like basically try and keep you in a kind of holding pattern almost of like, because it's fighting against such strong Fey magic, it's not necessarily going to heal you greatly and you are going to keep getting worse, but it's going to minimize it and try and keep you where you are and allow you to keep kind of functioning. Although you are still going to deteriorate as the days go, just not quite as badly or fast.
Okay.
So yeah, so some conversations happen on the ship and it starts to fall into evening on the ship. Some conversations have cleared the air. Some tension still remains in certain situations.
Every time I walk by Erellia, my ears go down, and I'm just like,
wow. I'm gonna pull one last thing before it's I kind of just pull Aries aside. Aries. Do you know why I was so upset with you?
Not really, no.
Well, besides the, wicked fae, evil magic deteriorating my brain, so it makes me
Yeah.
confused a lot. Besides that,
Well, you did have a certain green glow about you.
yeah. I can't help that. But besides that, I've just felt like, since we had that moment a long time ago, what feels like now, felt like we could trust each other, and I just felt betrayed. I'm not the pirate I used to be. I feel like we trusted each other, and it broke my heart a little bit. It felt
Oh.
like you didn't trust me enough with something. I don't know, it hurt.
And I
That's
get
all.
that. And I'm sorry you felt betrayed. I think I was still processing it all. Because here's a person that I loved with my whole heart. She was suddenly back in my life. But she was weak, she was tired, she needed healing, she needed a place to rest. I was scared. Because we didn't have time for friendship. We didn't have time for meet and greet. And I was scared that she wouldn't be accepted. And then I would have to choose, like this ship is making me do now, between her and you guys. She's all I had for a long time. And she's the one I love. But I can't deny that you guys, we do have that bond.
And we love you enough, Aries, to... You would have just came and told me that, I would have said 100%, welcome aboard. I would have said that. Trust you. Presently, I still do.
And I think that's what gets me. Trust. Droghar told me family. I don't even know what all that means. Because all the picture in my brain I have is being by ourselves, going off on our own. Dream was the first family I had, if you could call it family. So, even being trusted, I mean, I'm a con person. I'm not to be trusted. You shouldn't trust me, Arrow. You shouldn't.
Who's lied and killed. But here we are.
Yep.
We have to trust each other. I trust you enough that you're on this ship for a reason. And I appreciate you. There's a good chance I'm not going to make it.
Oh, Arrow,
scared.
don't say that. You are gonna make it. I know you are. Because you're too stubborn enough to go crazy and go on the Fae.
Let you in on a little secret. While I was being tortured the last few days, when I was writing all the crap I wrote in my cabin, found a way to steal some of his power.
Wow.
I'm a little stronger. He doesn't know that. I found a way to block him a little bit too. It took a lot of that. That's the only reason why I'm standing right now. I was able to escape, but it is hurting me really, really bad. So I can only do this so long. But just, I don't know. I just wanted to know that I know you're a thief. I don't care, but I do trust you. We're friends, and
And
I just keep Dream in line. Please. I'm coming to you as a friend to tell you that. Keep Dream in line, because the second she betrays any of us, the second she goes out of line, every single member of this crew, and it's not even on my order, realize that every single person on this ship will kill her. Everyone will be after her until she is dead. And I don't want that for you, so keep her in line so that doesn't happen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I
For
would
her
protect
sake and
you.
yours.
I would protect my life for you. But I don't know if I can promise that I would ever do her harm for the sake of you. If that makes sense. I don't know. But I would not ever do harm to you myself.
I understand. And like I said, it's not even on my order, but I know Erellia. Hell, I even know my first mate, Leo. Droghar. If anything were to happen to anyone and it's Dream's fault, Dream will die. They will see to it, without even me saying anything. Just know that.
I know.
Get me to Titan.
Hey, Arrow.
Yeah.
You mentioned dreams before.
Your cat friend, or?
No, not
Oh.
different dreams, real dreams.
Okay.
You're like, what?
Actual
Real
dreams.
Yeah, oh yeah, that.
Actual dreams.
Yes.
I actually had one that I actually remember.
What was it?
It was where I was standing in this village, this crowd of people, and TBD as her like little cute little owling was standing next to me. I was teaching this village about the stars and the constellations. And I was a learned cat. I was a learned Tabaxi, and I knew all this knowledge, all this stuff. Hey, I even knew things about the Fae. Apparently.
And I was a farmer. And I approached you.
Yeah.
And I shook your hand and I said thank you.
Yeah, and you had a family. You had a wife and kids. They were pretty cute. Probably from your wife, not you. But
You know, 50-50 genes, whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, how did you know that?
I had that same dream. Right after we left the island, I told... I know I didn't tell you about it. That's really weird.
No. No, I was under the spell then, I think, or with dream. The actual cat dream, not in my dream.
I've had a lot of these dreams, Aries. I've had different dreams. I was a hunter. A blood hunter in one. I owned a nightclub in another. Think these dreams mean something?
From my knowledge, yes. We need to keep these dreams close to our hearts. I don't think they're nothing.
As Arrow describes the other dreams that he's had, you have vivid flashes, just flashes of them, of being a hunter on the council as well, alongside him, and alongside the rest of DOA, who obviously aren't DOA at that point. And you also have flashes to the nightclub, where Arrow is in a suit with his pistol and pulls it on you, and as he describes the dreams to you, you get flashes of your perspective of them.
I just kind of step back and I'm like,
Are you
Oh.
okay?
I was in those dreams too. I was in the nightclub and you pulled your pistol out at me. Droghar was your right-hand man. The
I
blood
never
hunt.
said Droghar was my right-hand man. How did you know that? Did I say that? I
'Cause
don't think I did.
You didn't.
I was there. I saw it. And oh man, I have a terrible headache now. No, in the blood hunt, I was hunting with you. We were a team. We were going after different people. You had that crazy bunny look in your eyes as you just slashed everybody and anything. But it wasn't green. It wasn't glowing. It was dark, sinister.
Could be nothing,
Ah,
but it could be something.
oh,
Let me know if you
my
have
head
any more,
hurts.
and I will
Yeah,
let you know the same.
I will. I think I gotta sit down. Man, my head just hurts now. And I just kind of walk out.
And I'll stop for a second. Huh. Is it nighttime, by the way?
It has turned to nighttime, so a lot of the crew's kind of starting to turn in. It's onto the night shift.
Arrow's on the deck, and he's doing something. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Okay.
Droghar is on the deck, and he's still
Doing something.
practicing.
Doing something.
He's practicing his sword. He's practicing his sword play with his great sword with his arm, because obviously he can't feel the sword in his hand. So he's getting the hang of using it, using the arm, and he's practicing his moves and his
Everyone's
his
created
fighting
a wide
strategies.
berth. So when the
Yes.
And he is
sword
like
goes by.
it's really intense. Like he's breaking a sweat. Like he's been doing this for quite a while.
Arrow's
go
gonna
for-
come up
Oh, go ahead.
to. Sorry. Arrow's gonna come up to Droghar. Oh, sorry, sir. I'm gonna need you to move here. Sorry, I have a mop and I'm swabbing the deck, and I don't have my captain's hat. It's just a bandana. Yes, captain. Yes, captain. I just keep swabbing the deck.
Droghar steps away for a sec.
Captain. Zladnir. Hi. Yes, Captain June.
June.
I just keep.
Hey, I tap him on the shoulder. Hey,
Yes. Captain June.
there is no Captain June on this boat. Only Captain Aero.
Oh.
I pull the hood down, and I see his
Droghar,
big
I'm so
bunny
sorry.
ears flap out. Aero, what's up, my man?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm good. Doing well.
I put my hands on the side of his face, and I look like intently into his face, and like turning his head around just to
Ow,
see
ow.
if he looks okay. I'm like, are you sure? It doesn't look like you're there, actually. Here. It doesn't look like you're there. Here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm okay. And my voice is somehow just a little bit not as deep as it usually is. I'm okay. Yes. Almost younger sounding. I'm okay. Sorry. Captain, the captain needs me to finish cleaning the deck if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Is anybody else on the deck?
And I just continue swabbing.
I am.
Swabbing the
Yeah,
deck.
and I'm over by Dream, like on one of the steps going up to like the. I'm just kind of sitting there, just holding my head, just like.
Erellia, did you say you were on the deck too?
Yes.
Are you near Aries?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna walk by Erellia and say, I think Aero needs a nap. I'm gonna walk to Aries and be like, Aries, is there anything you can do to put Aero to sleep? I think he's a bit delirious.
Yeah. So I go over and I cast sleep on Arrow. And I kind of just pull
Why?
out my pan flute. And I just go, the moon is out and away. The stars sing to you.
I have my hand behind his back.
Let your mind sleep forevermore.
Do I fall for it, Cross?
Is there a save or anything he needs to make for that, or is it
Let
certain
me
hit
look.
points for sleep?
I think it's just like the powder.
Yeah, because he's in a trance, so it's not a willing thing. But I just, if you roll for like so many like hit points or something.
Yeah, just roll 5d8, and the total is how many hit points the creature and the spell can affect.
How many hit points have you got, Arrow?
41.
All right, roll the d8s.
45. Yeah.
I'm 29, but I was never going to hit the 40.
Yeah, Arrow's still on his feet.
I'm sorry. I really need to clean before the captain.
Dream's like sitting up
Captain
on
says
the
anything.
bar, like where the wheel is, like with her legs dangling. And she's kind of, oh, for goodness sake! And she jumps down and literally pulls something out her pocket. Like, hey, Haregon.
Yeah.
And as Arrow turns to him, she literally throws a bag in his face of dust. It's like, pfft. And Arrow just drops.
I have my arm behind his back, so I'll just hoist him up,
Right into Droghar's arms.
and I'll take him to his quarters. And who's driving the boat? Who's
driving?
Who's behind the
Oh,
wheel?
driving the boat.
Who's behind the wheel?
Take the
This is
wheel.
night.
All right.
This is night shift, by the way.
Is he
Yeah,
the
so
lead,
Busk is
basically,
on it.
person in charge on the ship right now?
For night shift, yeah. Like
Okay.
technically, Leo's still up because Leo doesn't sleep anymore.
Okay.
But Visk is like on charge on deck.
Okay. I'm gonna
Just to let you guys know, Visk is the third in charge of the
Okay.
boat.
I'm gonna yell for Leo. Hey, Leo, come here for a sec.
Leo comes up to the upper deck. What's going on?
Don't take this the wrong way, but you don't need sleep, right? So, if you would not mind, I think Ero is a bit delirious, and he thinks he's someone else, and he still thinks Captain June is in charge of the boat. So,
That's not good.
we have well, not me because I suck at magic, but the boat has cast kind of sleep on him, so he can actually get some rest. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. So I put him on his bed in his cabin. If you could just like watch here, not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, I don't mind watching. I can wait out of his door if you would like, but we need someone
No,
outside his door just in case.
I'll keep an eye on him,
Okay.
especially for evening shift. It's usually pretty quiet. Leo does go inside to the cabin though while he's out and kind of takes just some like blankets or some coverings and starts like kind of hanging them up over the walls, just trying to like hide the Fae writing from him, just to kind of like try and make it a bit more of a homely feeling rather than a den of hell for him. And then he like closes the door when he's done and comes out and kind of like just stands outside of it.
And I turn to Dream. I'm like, that was useful. What was that?
Yeah, you pick up a couple of concoctions when you travel about as much as I have. Nice little sleep powder.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Can I have a little bit of that? That could be very useful.
I don't have any more on me than I'll need to make up some more, but I've got the supplies for it to kind of make another bundle. We can
You can
make
make
some.
it yourself?
Yeah.
I look
You
at
gotta teach
Dream.
me how to do that.
I point at Dream and say, "You do not have my permission to do that to me. I just want to make sure that's in the open."
Big fella, that depends if you go as crazy as he just did. If you go as crazy as he just did, I really don't care if you give me permission. I will take you down with this if I have to. But as long as you're in your right mind, we're all good.
To be fair, though, you would need a lot of powder to take him down.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. But if you're your right mind, big fella, you're all good.
All right, I'm gonna go back to swinging the great sword around.
Everyone immediately moves away from that part of the ship again.
Good point. So I take Dream back up to the crow's nest just because so we can keep an eye on the stars.
You two head back up to the crow's nest, kind of get the star charts out, and as far as you can tell, you're still heading on the right path towards where Typhon should be.
And then I still kind of like wincing. I keep wincing a little bit.
What is going on with you? You've been holding your head most of the night. What's happening?
Man, ever since I talked with Arrow, I just keep getting these headaches.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, more than just his annoyingness. No, what do you know about dreams? Not you, but dreams as in like pictures when you sleep. Those sort of dreams.
A little bit here and there, not a vast amount. I mean, I've talked to some people that kind of had some expertise in it, but it's never been something that's really been major to pick up. Why?
Have you ever heard of two people that never knew each other have the same dream? To the T?
It's something
And
I
it's
can
not
say.
just one, but several?
Several dreams by two different people that didn't know each other prior to it.
Yeah.
No, that's a completely new one for me. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. You see, I mentioned some dreams and I started getting headaches. I don't even know what that means.
Well, it depends. What sort of dreams were they?
Oh, crazy. Anywhere from me being an expert in stars and being alerted to Tabaxi to being a evil bloodlust killer. I'm just a con, Tabaxi. I like pulling a con, I like tricking people, but I don't like killing people. So, I don't know.
There must be a reason if you're having dreams like that. Yeah, maybe they're trying to tell you something, or well, if you and Arrow are both having them, then maybe there's something more to it, although I don't know what it could be.
I don't know. When I first met him, I wanted to kill him. So.
Yeah. I seem to remember you having that feeling about a lot of people when first meeting them.
What can I say? Everyone annoyed me.
Oh, is
They
that what
weren't
you
quick
called
enough.
it? Is that what you call it when you pulled daggers out at me the first time we met? Yeah, I remember that.
Well, yeah, you snuck right up on me. I wasn't going to let you do that.
Well, if you're going to wear your money purse right out in the open like that, you can't blame me for trying to take it. Come on. You
That
were
was my
so
first
green.
That was my first con. Well, kind of. It was just the silly, rock in the cup trick. But still, I learned it and I actually was successful at it.
Yep, and you nearly lost all your takings for that day if I'd gotten that purse if you hadn't caught me.
Yeah. I'm glad I caught you.
Yeah, that's it. You catch me was pretty much the only reason we're here today, so I guess it was a good thing.
Just sorry, Jack just like committed suicide behind you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be serious, and also this rat just goes it goes flying down to the lower level.
He wants his peanuts.
He
does.
freaking does. He's addicted. That's what he's looking for. He keeps looking around for more.
But no, I don't know, Dream. I kind of want everything to go back to the way it was. I have this really weird feeling that it just might not. I don't know.
Well, I can pretty much guarantee that it won't. You know, a lot of stuff's happened in the last few years since we split, and us teaming back up together, it's like it's never going to be what it was, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be amazing still. Doesn't mean it's not going to be worth exploring.
Plus, you gotta see me do a con. I can actually now learn. I learned how to take a dead spear, and I can actually become that person for a whole hour. Pretty wicked.
Okay, at this point, I feel like you're just telling me stories with all this stuff that you can do. It's like either put up or shut up.
All right. Next island, I'll show you. I'll do it.
All right, next island, I want to see you like capture the spirit or whatever the hell it is you're doing with them.
Hey, don't be jealous that I'm a bard. You thought it was silly with my little pan flute.
I still think it's silly. All these tricks of the trade I'm trying to teach you, all these things I'm trying to put out towards you, and you decide to pick up a freaking pan flute and go that direction. I still think you can go toe-to-toe with me and pulling off a con. I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
Oh, you are so on. We're totally doing it.
All right. Give me your best shot. I'll see what you can do.
Sounds good. And I just kind of cuddle into her and we just kind of look at the stars to make sure we stay on track. Hey, Disk, go a little bit starboard. We have to head towards that constellation right up there.
This absolutely cannot hear you. You're in the crow's nest shouting down at the deck, hoping he can hear you. He cannot hear you from up there.
All right, hold on. Let me go down and tell him. So I go down and tell Disk. Hey,
So you go
Disk.
down.
Look, see that constellation right there?
Yes.
Kind of looks like a shield. We need to head towards that way.
A shield? They're stars. Why would it be a shield?
Look, people look up at the stars and they make them shapes so that way they're recognizable.
That's strange.
Go a little bit starboard. I'll let you know if you go too far.
Yeah, sure thing. He starts to turn in the direction.
Stars are the best, by the way. And then I go back up into the crow's nest.
As you go up, Visk just looks at you like, okay.
Sure.
And that's why he's number 3 on the
Oh man.
So all this is going on. So Droghar is kind of at the front of the boat, and like he's put all his weapons down except for one of his short swords, and he lays his arm on the railing, his metal arm, and he kind of he takes his sword and he runs it across his hand, and like he just keeps doing it, and just keeps doing it, just hoping that he feels something in his hand. And then he gets frustrated and he throws the sword and sticks in the deck, and he just lays down where he is.
I'm gonna lay down next to Droghar.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Droghar.
Droghar does his cutting, lays down, and Erellia comes on over and just lays down next to him on the deck at the front of the ship.
Now, I said this earlier, but I have a cask of the new stuff, the new beer with me up front. So I have
That's where she came up.
I've obviously been partaking. So I take one bottle out and I hand it to Aurelia. You've got to try this. I've outdone myself. It's amazing.
I mean, twist my arm, why don't you?
I don't want to twist your arm. I mean, you can just take the bottle.
Okay, buddy. Okay. But I actually just wanted to talk to you really super quick.
Okay.
So I know you've said that you don't blame me for you losing your arm, and I really appreciate that. But if you ever do feel cross about it, I totally understand, and I will do anything to make up for it.
I just want to know why Cross is rolling dice. I'm sorry, I'm so distracted.
And just keep having a conversation. Don't worry about it.
Potted plant.
Yay!
Erellia, I think you know by now that I'm very straightforward. So like if anything bothers me, I let you know. I'll let you know. But like I said earlier, that was not your fault. You did not make me attack big metal thing. I did. I tried to take arm off, and that's why I lost my arm. So it's not your fault. I would have done it for anyone. So
I'm just a little worried because if those things were nothing compared to what we're going to see on Typhon. So I don't know how we're going to get this bow.
what we do is we get better. And we get stronger. And that's how we beat. And the only way to do that is to practice. And I hop up, grab my sword.
And I immediately hover.
You want to practice fight?
Droghar jumps up, grabs his sword, rips it up out of that Erellia, duck and cover, flash you can on the deck.
I see, Erellia, I see you fight. I see you fight when we're in battle, and I don't think you give yourself enough credit. You, Chica, are amazing on the battlefield.
What's a chica?
It's a Goliath, kind of term of endearment.
Oh, okay.
I also think it's Spanish, but you know.
Spanish?
Yes, that's a
What's
language
Spanish?
that I learned at
So
some
good.
point.
We're just making stuff up as it goes now. Just
Now you sound like Arrow.
I appreciate that, Droghar. I'm getting better, but I just came from the streets. I didn't come from, an actual fighter background. So, this is really teaching me a lot, and I've been learning a lot. And I honestly don't know how I haven't died yet.
Well, take it from someone who did come from a fighting background. You have it. You've got it. You just need to practice. But you are fierce, and I am scared of you a little. But if you ever want to practice, I am down.
That sounds good to me. I just would like to drink this first.
Go for it. We can definitely get hammered.
Yay! You're my new best friend.
as the evening starts to get late, and absolutely no way do Droghar and Erellia practice at all tonight, and they just get absolutely hammered. Absolutely zero fighting practice takes place this evening.
Nothing
And
productive.
in all honesty, probably for the best.
Yeah. Oh, Aurelia, where'd your head go? Oh,
But as it drifts into evening and everyone's kind of settled, the tensions have kind of settled on the ship now. It's at least that either most kind of, beefs have kind of been squashed at this point, and most people are kind of on okay terms, or at least I'm not immediately about to kill you sort of terms. Most of the group and the crew are kind of accepting that Dream is there. Whether or not they're okay with that, it's another story, but it's accepted, like, okay, she's here and she's going to probably be here until we're done with this and whatever happens with it. But the ship begins to sail on. Sails on through the night and continues on through. As you guys continue to travel, it ends up being more than a few days that was originally expected. You guys are a few days at sea, and there seems to be no sign of Typhon as of yet. Although from what you can tell, it's like it just seems to be further out, according to the stars on the maps, than originally thought. Is there anything that anyone particularly wants to do over these next couple of days? Anything they want to do on the ship? Any conversations they want to have?
I'm gonna cast
I'm
Speak
just
with
gonna say
Animal again.
Oh,
No,
dear.
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just gonna say I continue to see TBD about my, I guess my my sessions
You kind of go in, and it's almost
stabilizing
like
sessions.
essentially the equivalent of going in for like radiation treatment or something like that. You have to go every so often to just kind of get your body in a functioning sort of order and try and fight the disease that's going on. And that even after a couple of days, you're very aware of like this isn't working. Like it's holding it back, but your body is starting to really feel it now.
Yeah.
It's starting to feel the heaviness, it's starting to feel the weight of everything, and you can feel, even if you don't necessarily see him at all times, Valron is, you can feel him watching you and just that smile on his face.
And I'm just kind of like, every once in a while, like if you just see me kind of like looking around, like very, very paranoid. Like the paranoia is setting in hardcore. Like just hearing whispers. What? Ah! As his brain is just starting to go.
Arrow goes from hearing Valron's voice, kind of just mocking and taking jabs at him, to hearing other voices kind of going on like that. Praise Valron. Praise Valron. Hail Valron. Praise. Like almost at times overwhelming and like deafening sounds to his ears. And Arrow just gets deeper into paranoia between what he's hearing and also just the fear of becoming like Captain Jin, his former captain.
Oh. And I'll go to Aries. Aries,
What is it?
where are we? I can't do this anymore. I can't.
You
And
can.
from Aries looking at our star charts, essentially you are still on the best course to Typhon that you can tell. Just what you initially thought was going to be a few days is a lot longer. It's taken a lot longer to get there. Like it's been like maybe 2 or 3 days, and you're like half the distance you expected to be in that time.
Captain. Sorry, I'm trying to be like, we're giving her all she's got. That was the only thing that popped in my brain. I go, no.
The magic I stole from Valron, killing me even faster. And I shouldn't have done it, but it's also the only thing keeping me alive right now and keeping my brain stable. I can
Arrow.
walk. I feel like I could walk normal. My body feels fine today. My arms feel powerful. Feel powerful. As Valron has given me this power.
Arrow.
Oh, sorry. Oh!
Arrow. I just kind of put my hand on his chest, be like, Arrow. Hang in there. We're all rooting for you.
Get me there.
I'll get you there.
All right. At this point, within a few days passes, as I kind of said, I'll just reiterate, is there anything that anyone wants to do or do in those couple of days, or have done in those couple of days, or any conversations?
I think I'll just kind of do a recap because we don't have to do it all. But as for Aries, I think everyone just notices that she looks just very much in turmoil, but she's hanging out with Dream a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a comfort.
Say Aries and Dreams kind of hanging out. It's the equivalent of like seeing a friend of yours meeting up with an ex of theirs who's all of a sudden come back into their life. It's like they are spending a lot of time together, but Aries, you see the turmoil in her face. You see the Dream is very much a case of like she doesn't understand the new connections that Aries has made. Because as Tabaxi, you don't do that. The fact that they did that with each other was such a rare thing. So the fact that she's now got essentially a family, to describe it as Droghar would, is like, that's unheard of. And that's completely out of there for her. And the Dream's almost still waiting for her to like flip the script of like, well, what's the take from here? What's the con? You got to be getting something out of this or something from them. And although in that same time, you do also see Dream kind of starting to interact a little bit more and kind of do a little bit more on the ship just as like the days are going. Not a vast amount. Like she's still very standoffish, but kind of like as Aries gets in stuff, she kind of like half-heartedly kind of starts to get involved a little bit and do stuff.
By the way, is Droghar this universe's Dom Toretto? He keeps talking about family.
He's talking about family.
Nothing stronger than family.
Yes, I will receive that.
Oh,
one last thing I'll do before we go to the island, just in the course of arrows, just kind of paranoia. I go up to Droghar. Droghar.
Yes.
Droghar.
Yes. Yes.
Oh. It's that bird that's landed on the ship over there. You see it? It's right there.
I look at him. I look at him and say, "Who is the captain of this ship right now?"
I'm the captain, and I
What's your name?
captainize you.
What's your name?
Aero Slavatok. Listen,
Not 100% accurate, but it's better than the previous interaction we had.
I can't talk loud, but that bird is talking some major crap about me. I need you to kill it. You're good at that.
See, the thing is, like, I actually do talk to animals, and I don't think that's what he's saying.
He's talking major. He's staring at me. I hear him whispering.
I actually, so, just full transparency, I tried to do the speak with animals thing again. Of course, it did not work, because it never works. But that bird on the deck right there, he's just screaming. That's it. Not screaming anything, he's just screaming. At nothing. He's just over and over, again and again, he's just screaming.
He's saying things about me. He's saying...
Arrow, make me a persuasion check.
Let's see, 14 plus a 15.
Oh gosh.
And Droghar, make me a perception check.
Alright. I got a 4.
Droghar is immediately convinced to run over to the bird and attack it on behalf of Arrow. There is no bird.
Droghar, did you get the bird?
Arrow is 100% not seeing this, and Drogar's crap perception check makes him also believe that there is a bird on the deck, so he has ran over to attack a non-existent bird right now.
Did you kill the bird?
Arrow, yes, the bird is dead. It's gone. It said something about your mother right before I killed it, so I killed it. I killed it really good.
Good. Have Jimmy fry it up. I'd like to eat it in my quarters. Right? Post Stace.
Will do. And I just
Dose.
Droghar keeps putting his foot on the bird and wondering why his foot's going through the bird and he can't actually stamp on it or grab it or. But he kind of looks over and Arrow seems to have believed him, so he's like, okay. That'll
No
do.
space. I'll be in my quarters.
Hey, Arrow, here, just take this. I hand him a bottle. And the whole situation with Arrow really freaks Droghar out because he doesn't know how to approach that or communicate with Arrow.
And I'm looking at the bottle.
Drink it.
Bird.
Drink it.
That's
not
you
a
gave
bird.
me the bird.
That's it. I just take it from him and walk away.
I have the bird still in my hand. And I walk back in the quarters. I have the bird. I'll kill the bird.
I slowly.
And I close the cabin doors.
Joker.
It's and you go. Go on. Go.
And I just
Here we go.
I just turn around to see if anybody just saw what I saw.
You guys have been on the ship for days with Arrow like this. Most of the crew's just getting on with stuff, just accepting this is how he is right now.
All in all, that's all in all saying the hallucinations are getting worse and worse as well.
Yeah, Arrow is almost totally mentally gone at this point. He's he's moving around now, so technically it's better than, being in his pit, writing Hail Valron on the walls, but at the same time he's a bit madder than he was. But
So who's at the helm right now?
If it's currently daytime, if you guys are doing this, then it was probably Bob and Glob that are up there.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to Bob and Glob, and I'm gonna kind of lean into him and say, "Bob, Glob, is this fastest we can go? Absolute 100%, no questions asked, fastest we could go."
At the moment, yes, there is not a lot of wind at the moment,
Got it.
so we're not able to go as fast as we could. But in terms
makes
of what
sense.
we're doing, like, yeah, we're going a bit as fast as we can.
Okay, makes sense. How can we go faster?
They kind of look around just to see if there's anybody looking, and they kind of, all right, we're going to level with you. We can't go as fast as we used to.
Is that because of cargo on ship, would you say?
That's because of first mate Leo.
Oh.
He's a lot. He's a lot heavier than he used to be.
Is there...
Oh, no.
Is there...
And with not a lot of wind, the boat doesn't move as fast.
Is there anything that we can throw off the boat that we don't need?
We've been doing that for the last 2 days.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. That's good to know.
I could think of someone.
We were trying not to like hurt his feelings, but we are like literally, if we throw off more stuff, we're going to starve.
Okay. Let me think, and I will get back to you. And I go to Erellia. Erellia, do you know any spells by chance for like wind? Or anything?
No, not wind, but I could shape water. I could push the boat with water, maybe. I
How-
don't know if
How long
it's that
can you
strong,
keep
though.
that up, though?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I could just continuously cast it.
Okay. Hold that thought. Aries, are you up in the crow's nest?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna climb up there for the first time ever on this boat.
Oh dear goodness.
I'm not a huge fan of heights. So I'm holding on to the pole and like slowly climbing up it. And like you see my head like up on the top, and it's just my
my
eyes.
I'm
Droghar.
sorry, but you would totally bust that as much as Aries been scratching that thing.
Eddies, I don't open my eyes. Eddies. I
Droghar.
have a question.
Aries and Dream literally turn around and see Droghar now up there, like towering over them at the crow's nest. Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap!
I have a question. Do you
Yes.
know any spells or anything for like windiness?
Let's see. Fear, invisibility, hypnotism. I mean, the only thing I can think of is Thunder Wave. But you know, we kind of know the weird power that can do. It flew TBD off the ship, so no, nothing windy.
Okay, no worries. And I like still with my eyes closed, just slowly start going back down the pole. And I missed I missed like the last 5 rungs of the ladder. Boom! Right on my back. I tried. Bob Glob, just keep doing what you're doing.
Aye. Two of them just kind of keep
I
going.
mean,
And
well, let me actually rephrase that. Don't keep throwing things off the boat. Okay, but keep steering swiftly. You catch my drift?
the two of them kind of look at. Look, aye, we got that. Aye.
Okay, just want to make sure I'm crystal clear.
I'll pop out the captain's cap. Droghar, guess what? I got them. I'm gonna tell Jimmy to fry them. Jimmy!
I'll
I
take
got
it.
a
I'll take
bird!
it. I'll take it to Jimmy.
No, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm good. I'm feeling great today.
And then
Jimmy, bird!
and Droghar says to himself, Jimmy's not going to be able to see it anyways. Go for it.
Jimmy, here's the bird!
Jimmy 100% takes the bird and goes to cook it up for dinner.
Y'all are getting nothing for dinner tonight. All of us.
In fact, like Visk has to kind of like save the place from like going up in flames because he's like full on frying the bird that isn't there. So he's literally just frying a pan of oil. That always hits the boat and fire, and Visk has to like stop him. At some point, like if you're up on deck, you just see Visk like running up the steps of the ship, like carrying a frying pan with a flame coming off it, and literally just throws it off the boat. And just like has a very dishevelled look in his face, just expecting the steps. All right. Well, if that's everything that everyone wanted to do at this point. So it's been the 3 days. You're about halfway at this point towards Typhon. There is something that hasn't shown up on the maps and up on the star charts yet, but it is in some of the notes. And you've kind of wondered what the notes were in reference to. It kept talking about to be aware of a mist.
Oh no.
To be aware of a mist that you would hit prior to Typhon. But for the last 3 days, like literally you guys have had pretty much calm weather, blue skies, nothing major happening. On the 4th day, off in the horizon, you start to see it. And I'm not even going to roll perception checks for it because you all see this.
Serious Sea of Thieves vibes.
You see a massive wall of mist. And when I say massive, I mean way reaching up to the sky. And as far as you can see to port and starboard. Like there is no way round this thing that you can see from where you are. And you're heading straight towards this wall of mist. Like it doesn't seem to be coming at you or anything. It's not like rolling in on you. Which is really bizarre because it's a mist.
Yeah.
And even with the wind in the air, it's just sitting where it is.
I'll turn to Leo as we're flying. I'm standing next to him up on the deck with Bob McGlob. Have the men slow us down just a tad. We don't know what's on the other side of that.
Aye, sir. He kind of goes over Bob and Global. Just take it easy, boys. I'm going to get the rest of the crew ready, but just take it nice and slow from here, okay? And he gets the rest of the crew to start kind of like raising the sails and just kind of slowing down and easing towards it.
Can I ask whoever's on the deck, are the cannons loaded? Are we good? Just in case.
Cannons are... Not all of them are loaded, but the cannonballs are here, so we can start loading them up if need be.
I will load this one. And I go and I grab my hat and I just stick it in the cannon. And I just close it. This one is loaded. It's good to go.
Feels like, absolutely, sir. Fantastic. Yes. As soon as you turn your back, Leo takes the hat out and just puts the cannonball in it.
Has anyone seen my hat?
Oh, here it is, Captain. It was left over there. Here.
Ah,
there you go,
thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Oh, there we go. It fits nice.
So
at this point, Leo's just functioning with you. Just like whatever you do, Leo just kind of like, yes, sir, whatever you say, and just kind of like tidying up as you go is a lot easier than arguing with you at this point.
What a good first mate, man. So Cross, like from all the books that Dream and I got, like, can I roll to see if I get like any information? Because even though there's not a lot of information in the mist, but just like anything at all.
Yeah, you can make an investigation check. See if you like picked up anything specifically about the mist.
Okay. 16.
On a 16, you did get a little bit of information on the mist, not a massive amount.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot to kind of get from it.
Mm-hmm.
But what information you've got is kind of like what Typhon has talked about. This mist is only talked about in rumors, and it's got a very kind of Bermuda Triangle sort of feel to it, of like anyone who's been known to enter the mist hasn't really came out. Mm-hmm. The few people that have came out have not been the same. They have been mentally kind of wrecked from whatever happened, and never seem to be giving like kind of straight stories
Okay.
about what they faced. But there's been few and far between the actual reports of people coming out of there with any sort of story. Is like a couple of people.
Okay.
But anyone who's entered this mist rarely comes out, and that's if anyone ever finds it. Like, you're fairly on the path to Typhon at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the people that kind of have gone into it have been people looking for Typhon, and barely anyone's made it this far. And anyone who has, this is usually where it stops.
And then, just for another question because I have my cat vision.
Mm-hmm.
Can I at least see a little bit through like above us, so I can kind of keep track of the stars? Or
can at the moment you can see the stars above you, and you're still on the outside of the mist. Like, literally, the mist isn't coming out at all. Like, it is almost like it's a wall. Like, it is a straight up and down, like, stopping point of where this
when we
mist
go
is.
into the mist, would I be able to see above me?
And you see when you get in there.
Okay. Good to know.
So we
Stay
can't
vigilant, my
avoid it.
friends. I'll pull
Alright.
my pistol, and I'll pull out a sword.
And I just
Weapons
say,
at the ready.
Leo, the stars are leading us that way.
All right, let's do it. Leo kind of takes over the ship controls from Bob and Glob, and he takes the helm.
Where's
All
Olaf?
right, she's been doing stuff around the ship. She's been doing stuff, little chores, working, raising sails, lowering, doing stuff below deck.
So I'm gonna
She's still there. None of
Right.
y'all went to speak to her, so
I'm
she's
gonna-
not really been in conversation. So, but she's there.
I'm gonna go up to her, and I'm gonna look at her weapons that she has, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
pull my war pick out and say, "I actually got this from one of your crewmates. I don't think anyone on this boat could wield it. Nobody is as strong as us. Would you want this?"
Oh, he is flirting.
I was gonna say.
I could make use of this.
And he hands it
She
to
takes
her.
it off you. She takes it, immediately starts picking her teeth.
Oh, one thing I forgot to talk about or ask about. Is TBD near me at all?
She can be right now if you want.
Yeah, so TBD is near me, and I look at her back. And I look at TBD. TBD, I have a question for you.
Yes?
Am I hallucinating, or does your weapon have a mouth?
Oh, no, that's Billy.
What?
That's my new mace, Billy the Club.
So I'm
Billy the
not
Kid.
hallucinating about the club.
Stop staring at me.
Oh,
Shoot.
Oh, not real. I don't think you're real. Or something, I don't know.
TV's like, oh no, he's real.
Oh.
He's a little grouchy today.
Yeah, I see that.
He
Well,
looks right at
welcome
you
to
and
the
just starts
ship,
growling.
Billy Bob. Or whatever.
He tries to, like, he's literally strapped to her back, but he's trying to like, lean forward to bite you.
Grouchy. Well, I guess Billy at the ready? I don't know.
I am always ready.
Okay. Aggressive, but okay. I will walk to the front of the ship and like I want to go face first until once we hit this fog. I'm like ready to embrace it.
The ship starts to pick up some speed. Leo gets the sails to drop a little bit, so the ship moves a little quicker. You guys start to slowly approach onto the mist.
Droghar slowly pulls his sword out.
All right, everyone, brace yourselves. We're about to enter. The ship enters into the mist. And at first, like, everything is completely clouded.
No
Everything's
one move.
completely covered.
Stay still. Relax.
As Arrow says that, He all of a sudden feels his mind becoming clearer. But when he looks around, the mist starts to dissipate on the deck of the ship, like it's just around the edges of the boat. He's the only one standing there.
Hello?
And for each of
Guys?
you all experience the same thing. The mist dissipates off the boat and like rolls back off the deck. You're all on the upper deck of the boat, completely alone.
Does that
The
mean I'm
ship's
in the crow's nest by myself?
No, you appear down on the deck.
Up here, down on the deck. Okay.
So I just have a clear head. I still have all like my markings.
Yeah, you've still got all your markings, still got everything like that. You're still in pain, but your head's a lot clearer. Like there's still some intrusive thoughts, but it's as clear as your mind's been in a long time.
The dimension's kind of...
And the ship's still moving. It still feels like it's moving through water, but you don't see anyone at the wheel. But it's not like the ship's going off course or anything. It feels like it's holding. But each of you are alone on the deck.
Hello?
How did I get down here?
Droghar
up
shaking
there.
his head.
Hello. What the fudge cake?
Guys?
Droghar's gonna walk around the boat.
Droghar starts to walk around the boat. Are you just walking around the upper deck, or are you like
I'm gonna
moving
walk around the
around?
lower deck and see if I see anyone, and then take up the stairs by the helm, see if I can see anybody.
Ship's completely empty. Like everyone's gone, not just the rest of the team. Like the crew's gone, everyone's gone. So I'm gonna, since there's 4 of you, I'm gonna roll a d4 to see who we start with.
Oh, great. Oh, great.
Great.
3, so we're starting with Arrow.
Thank the Lord.
Arrow, as he's on the ship with his clearer head, all of a sudden some of the mist begins to move, and it kind of, if you're kind of like middle of the deck, it kind of starts to roll over the front of the ship a little bit. And as it starts to roll over, you see Captain June stepping out of the mist.
Then?
How could you be so foolish, boy?
Excuse me?
Why would you make a deal with a fae? Put yourself and your own life on the line and then drag all these people out to sea for an item to save your life? You put everyone's life in danger. Why would you be so stupid after seeing what I went through? Did you learn nothing from me?
I had to save Union City. I had to.
No, you didn't.
It was
There
the
was
only way.
always another way.
There wasn't.
Are you that stupid or that suicidal? Because it has to be one of the two.
We were out of time. Had to, Captain.
I'm so disappointed.
No.
I raised you better. I made you a better man than this.
No.
In my madness, I thought at least I'm leaving things in the hands of Arrow, someone who can take the helm, and apparently I did an awful job.
No.
Not even half the man you were meant to be. How pathetic. He kind of steps back into the mist. Another mist rolls in behind you. You see Captain Blightclaw coming out.
I pull Pharaoh's End, and I fire a couple shots.
You fire, and they just pass right through him. just as crap at being a pirate as ever. Nice to see some things don't change. Oh, I wish I could have been here to see this. The true you being revealed, Arrow. Cocky, confident, and utterly useless, as always.
I killed you. Just remember that. You're dead.
I'm dead. Yeah, I am. But boy, is it going to be a whole lot worse what's coming for you. Such a shame. You know what? I actually used to see a lot in you when you joined the crew. Captain saw a lot of potential, and he was right. It was there. Never have I seen someone squander it as much as you, though.
And I'll take my swords, and I go to the swipe.
And swipes right through him. Always acting in emotion, never strategizing. It was always going to catch up on you. At the end of the day, you were actually a pretty crap pirate. The only reason you got as far as you did is because your crew was able to hold together. Hell, Leo should always have been captain of the ship. The only reason that ship's still going is because of him. Thank God he's now in that reforce. If he died, you'd all be doomed.
I yell at him, "Get out of my head!"
He drifts back into the smoke. Another of the smoke appears. And Soraya steps out.
Soraya. And I go kind of like pull my hand out.
She pulls away from you.
No.
Maybe it's for the best. This is what's happening.
No.
I mean,
it's not.
I mean, did we ever really think something could ever have worked between us? There was all the thrill of the adventure, really, wasn't it? It was never going to actually turn into anything serious.
If I had more time.
I was addicted to the adventure with you, Arrow. Now maybe with this happening, I can move on.
No.
Live a real life. I mean, this is what you deserve, isn't it? Is to be alone. Alone and forgotten in the Fey realm.
I dropped to my knees.
Maybe it's just better for everybody if that's what happens. Everyone's life would be better if you just weren't here anymore.
That's not true.
She steps into the smoke. And the last person, as you're kneeling down, sits down right in front of you. All this time tormenting you, and I could have just left you to this place. This place is amazing.
Why are you keeping me alive? Why?
I have my reasons. You're alive as long as I have a use of you.
What's the use? Just tell me.
Just keep doing what you're doing. You'll fulfill it quite nicely.
Valron, just know, you son of a bitch. I stole a little of your power. And then I stole more.
And just know, Arrow, that I find it really adorable that you think that.
And I just shoot an Eldritch Blast.
As you shoot, and you just hear all the voices of everyone you've seen just start to kind of spin around you. I'm going to leave Arrow.
I don't like this.
Number 2. We come to Droghar.
Gosh.
Oh no! Oh my goodness.
Droghar has done his sweep around the ship. He's not seeing anyone. And just like with Arrow, some of the mist starts to come up. Starts to roll over.
I'm going to walk towards the mist, towards the front of the boat.
As you start to walk towards it, you see a figure coming out. A figure that's a little bit bigger than you are.
I have
And
my
as he
sword at the
steps
ready.
out, as the figure steps out, he speaks to you. Boy, don't you dare aim my own sword at me.
And he immediately drops it on the ground.
Out of the smoke steps Eglig Strongrock Nagalathai, Droghar's father.
Daddy? How are you here?
Daddy? Boy, you better wisen up. All this time away from the family, and apparently nothing has changed.
Drogar's heart is like pounding in his throat.
He kind of comes up to you and does like a kind of walk round you, like he's examining you. He sees the metal arm and it's like, what the heck is this?
It's from a battle, Father.
Oh, so we're that pathetic that we need to have aids like this to fight and go forward? You really are the weakling they said you were. I stood up for you. I wanted you in my squad. Do you know how much shame you brought on me?
You said nothing when they exiled me. You said nothing.
Of course I didn't. I did what a Goliath's meant to do. I stood in my place and did what I was meant to do. I lost my position. I lost my standing. I lost everything because of you and your sins. And I thought that time out in the world would encourage you to become the Goliath I always knew you could be. And here you are running around, playing on a pirate ship. Instead of showing off the war wound of losing your arm, you've got this metal abomination attached to you. You are no son of mine.
Drogar is like tears are streaming down his face.
Even falling on my sword wouldn't bring me back the honor that you have taken from me, son. Just be glad it's me here talking to you and not your mother. She would have struck you down where you stood.
I did everything for you, Daddy. You are my idol.
You're no son of mine. Don't you dare pick up that sword again. You are not worthy of it. And he backs into the smoke.
I'm gonna fall to my knees. And I'm not like sobbing, but I'm like mad. Like tears are just streaming down my face.
As you're sitting there, having just confronted with your father, another smoke stream comes over the back of the ship. And you hear footsteps coming from behind you.
draw my sword.
Yeah.
Stand up.
You turn around and you hear a voice. You ready for another round then? And you recognize the strong, deep voice from the short person walking towards you as the former council member, Lord Bloodforge. Oh, I get to square off with the big coward again. You going to stand and face me this time? You going to pretend that you know how to fight? Or are you going to run away like a coward and lock the doors so the big bad enemy doesn't come and get you?
I'm clenching my jaws.
You claim to be a barbarian. You absolute coward. Surprised you're not in a constant rage, because if I were you, I'd be pissed at myself all the time. Because you know, and I know, if you had stood your ground, I would have ran through you. And instead of standing there and taking it like a warrior, you ran away like a coward. You are pathetic. You're not worthy of anything. You're not even worth bloodying my axe over. So tell me, how did that reinvigorated barbarian spirit go for you? You were reinvigorated, facing off with me. You were ready to step into it, and chickened out. And became a sweet little man. The rage filled you and you ripped Leo's hand from his body, and then you went up and nicely apologized to him. Oh. Should be bowing down before your power. And instead you cower away in a corner.
Empathy is not weakness. That's something
No.
that I have learned. But I don't think you ever would have.
You're right, empathy isn't weakness. But weakness is weakness. Sometimes you just can't overcome what you are. He steps back into the smoke, back into the mist. And as the smoke begins to swirl still, another smoke comes across the deck. And out of it steps Leo. But not in his reforged form, in his Leonin form. With his missing hand.
I point at it and say, "You're not real. You're not real."
Don't have to be real to speak the truth, Droghar. You took this hand from me. And apparently you did it for a code of honor. For attacking your family. Do you know what I found so funny about that code of honor was that, filled with rage in his eyes, running across the deck of the ship with blades in hand, ready to cut down Aries, your family, that I punched once and you took my hand for it. You stepped in front of Arrow as a protector you are, and you put a hand on his chest to stop him. You didn't beat him down, you didn't take a limb, you just placed your hand and stopped him. Where was your honor that day? I don't think you have honor. I don't think you even know what honor means. You do not know what you stand for.
Shut up. Shut up.
You don't know what you respect. You are nothing but a rage-filled monster who does what he wants in the spur of the moment and is as much a threat to the friends he claims as family as he is to the average person on the street. Because everything you do is on a whim. There's no honor, there's no loyalty. It's all just whatever you feel in the moment. And that makes you a danger.
I just scream as loud as I can. Shut up!
You are no warrior. You are not worthy of honor. And he steps back into the mist.
Drops the sword.
2 down.
I'm sweating bullets over here.
2 to go.
Hype myself up.
No.
Next up, we go to Erellia. Erellia finds herself on the deck of the ship, completely alone. The smoke begins to swirl and engulf. Before she knows it, the smoke kind of comes over the front of the ship. And as she sees a figure stepping out, similar size to her, long, white hair, she sees Rome.
Oh.
Rome. What?
And he just kind of walks up to you.
How are you here?
I'm here to have a conversation with you, Erellia.
What?
Here to have a conversation with you. Why did you let me die?
What?
Why weren't you there when I needed you the most?
I don't even know how to answer that.
We were by each other's side for everything, and I was there whenever you needed me. I helped you with whatever you faced and whatever was going on with you. We were inseparable. But as I started to fight with the council, and as I found out about Amalga, and as I dealt with all of this stuff going on, where were you?
Well, I wasn't privy to any of that.
Would you have even cared?
Did you give me a chance?
Good Aurelia only looks out for herself. Shuts herself off and is not there when the people who care about her and love her really need her.
How was I to know? You just went out to get food and never came back. I would have been there if I could have. You know that.
I needed you,
I needed you too.
but you weren't there.
You're not here.
I died, and you moved on. I guess I see how much you really cared. How much I really meant to you. You didn't give me a second thought. You went up against the council because of you. And you went off with your new group of friends. And just like that, when Arrow dies like he's going to do,
No.
you'll forget all about him too. And Aries, and Droghar, and Soraya, and Amaya, and anyone else
dare
you
you?
claim to love.
I have not forgotten you a day of my life. You know I can't. There's no way. And
How many
am I
times have
supposed
you
to just
mentioned my
sit
name?
there not making relationships because you're a god?
How many times have you mentioned my name? How many times have you talked about me? You could have been there to save me. You let me die. And then you forgot about me. Because at the end of the day, all Erellia cares about is Erellia.
I cared about avenging you. And then when I did it, I was still empty. Because you are still gone. And I don't believe that this is you. There's no way you would say this to me.
No,
You would never hurt me.
I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to tell you the truth.
It doesn't sound like the truth.
Sorry that the truth hurts.
I don't believe you.
Rome steps back into the mist. Just like with the others, the mist comes up over the back of the boat. And as you turn to look, you see a beautiful blonde elf coming out of the mist. As you see Amaya stepping out onto the ship.
Amaya, is that you?
It's me. Erellia, what are you even doing here?
You know why I'm here.
I don't know why you're here. I don't think you even know why you're really here. You are so lost. So searching. You feel a hollowness and an emptiness inside, and you grasp at everything to try and fill that void, and I think this is just the latest thing. That's why you fought the
Isn't that
council.
better than nothing?
Not if it doesn't get results. You just move on without really connecting. You fought the council, and you disappeared, and you came back, and now you're off on this mission to save Arrow. I mean, can I really even entrust that you really care about me?
You know I care about you.
Do I? You disappeared for months and couldn't even promise me that you'd come back to me at the end of that time. I have done nothing but pour my heart out to you and love you. And I've been there for you. And you disappeared. You couldn't even say, I'll be back when I'm sorted.
I just couldn't make a promise I couldn't keep.
Or that you didn't want to keep.
You can't say that.
That's how it felt. That's how it seemed.
There's just so much I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even confront myself.
I just want to see what happens when you come back to Union City, and if you do get the bow and you do save Arrow, where will you go next? What will be the next thing that you try and fix your life with? What will be the next thing you try and latch onto until you finally stop and realize you don't have a clue what you're doing with your life? You're just going from thing to thing, hoping for the best.
Well, does anybody know? Isn't that what we all do? I'm just doing the best that I can. You know how I grew up? You know my past.
Boo-hoo. Everyone has a past. Everyone grew up with problems. Everyone had struggles. Everyone went through that. And everyone grows and moves on from it, except for Erellia.
It's not true.
You're stuck in your past. You're stuck here. Maybe it's best you do just die on this ship because you don't even see a future for yourself. You don't see anything ahead of worthwhile. What's the point in it all?
What I care about now is the present. And right now, I have to protect Arrow. He is the priority. I can't lose another one. And you know that.
Lost so many. It's hard to tell how many you truly cared for, though.
You wouldn't say that. You know me better than that.
I would tell you the truth, which is what I'm doing.
I don't... The truth?
People only know you as much as you are allowing them to, and the honest truth is, you've not let anyone in. Including me, including Soraya, including Rome. Does anyone even truly know you? And then at the end of the day, Erellia finally passes away. She'll be forgotten because no one truly knew who she was.
That's not true.
She starts to back up towards the mist. Maybe it's best I just move on already. She steps back into the mist. And the mist begins to swirl and move. And the mist begins to open again. And out of it this time steps Lady Elgwyn.
Oh.
Shoot.
Oh man.
And she
Where's my comfort cap?
steps
I know.
right towards you. Really? You're it? You're the one that got the killing blow on me? Really? Wow, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. How about that? And I'll do it again.
Yeah, even you don't believe that.
Watch
I saw
me.
the look in your face. You were just as surprised at that word as I was. You put up this bravado, this front, but the honest truth is you are a scared, alone little drow. You may talk the big game, but I see right through you. Because I used to
Sorry.
be just like that.
Exactly. You're projecting yourself on me. And you didn't realize how much your weakness held you back.
Weakness held me back? Let's be real here. You got lucky. I ruled Union City for 1,000 years. You got a lucky shot that finished everything. You think I didn't hear you in that jail cell? You were so scared and alone and ready to give up. So broken and lost and wanting someone to just come and make everything all better. Because you know how unworthy, how useless, and how pathetic you really are. I mean, you got the killing blow, but let's be honest, it was all your friends that did the damage. They were the ones, whether it was the Goliath and swinging my colleague against a pillar, whether it was the Haregon and his multiple sword attacks, whether it was Soraya, your friend who found my spellbook, and her great deception with Arrow.
Oh, and you were all by yourself, were you?
No, but I still did
friends
damage.
around, but somehow we still beat you.
Let's be honest here. Of all those people that did all those things on that day, how much did you really do? I mean, you got the final blow, but that could have went to anybody. You are the extra. You are the fifth wheel. You are the non-necessary part that is just attached on. You're the pilot fish that is connected to the larger fish. You are not needed. You can bolster yourself as much as you want, but you know just how pathetic you are, and the fact that this crew, this team, could legitimately do this without you. You keep lying to
No.
yourself as much as you want, but you know in your heart that's how you feel, and you know how true that really is. And she starts to step back into the mist. Next up
Ready.
is Aries.
Sending good vibes.
All right, here we go.
Aries, as she is in the mist, all of a sudden finds it clearing off the ship and circling the boat. And all of a sudden, she's off the crow's nest and is on the deck. And the rest of the team and the crew are nowhere to be seen.
Hello. Where did everyone go?
No one answers. No response.
I kind of put my hood up just because that's my protective measure. I start slowly just walking around the ship.
As you start to walk around, the mist starts to come across the front of the boat. And out of that mist, you see another Tabaxi walking towards you. And you recognize that it's Dream.
Dream! Oh, thank goodness, there you are. Look, I don't know where anyone else is. Dream, are you listening? We have to find everyone else.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you remember me?
Dream,
You see, I thought I'd been, put on the shelf now that you've got your new little group.
It's not true.
You know how many years ago we became mates? We dedicated our lives to each other, and how heartbreaking it was, although we would never say it, how heartbreaking it was to separate that night. How much you meant to me and how hard it was to walk away. But I knew we had to.
You know it killed me that night.
I went off on my own. And I've been on my own until you found me. And you replaced me with a whole crew of people.
No one could replace you.
Apparently I'm just very easily to forget and easy to
No.
move on from. You never
No,
cared
never.
about me. You never truly loved me. You
No.
apparently did your own thing and went your own way. Found people to replace you while I was off mourning and dreaming for the day that we could be together again. And
Dream. I died that night that you left. I didn't know what to do. Dream. I counted the stars day and night just hoping you would return.
maybe you really should have died that night, because at least your memory wouldn't have been sullied by me meeting you again.
Dream, what's wrong with you? This isn't right. You know I love you.
You're not even
Dream,
really
wait.
Aries. You're just a shadow of your former self.
And I try to reach and grab her.
Your hand goes right through her. You are a shadow of the Tabaxi I used to know. And it kills me knowing that you would pick them over me. That our commitment meant nothing.
No, this isn't right. This isn't right. No, no, no. I know who I am. I know who I love. I know who I am. I know who I love.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. Keep telling yourself that you know who you love, because we both know that it's you. That you replaced me, and in a heartbeat, you'll replace all of them too, because you don't give a damn about them. Not truly.
I come out with both my claws and just like the mist, like until they're like as
You
dissipated
just
as I can.
start to sweep through her, and she just starts to step back into the mist. The mist dissipates off of the front of the boat.
This
You
mist.
find yourself alone.
It's not right. It's not right. Okay. Legends. Meant to
The mist
remember the
starts to
legends.
form over the back of the boat again. And you see a large figure stepping out. And you see Droghar walking through the mist to you.
My cat claws go. Droghar.
Aries, there you are. Why did you
Droghar.
leave us?
Droghar.
Why did you turn on us?
What are you talking about? I would never turn on you.
Your family.
Why would I do that?
But you chose her. Arrow's dead because of you.
No. We're gonna save him. He's gonna be okay.
It's too late. You already betray us for her.
No.
You were Droghar's only family. You were all I had left.
Family.
And you left
Why do
me.
you use that word? Family. I don't understand it. No.
You are not a good person. You are not worth knowing.
No. Droghar. Droghar.
Droghar wishes he had never saved you that day.
Oh, Droghar. No, I would never let any harm come to you. I know. I know Dream's new, and she's different, but I would never let harm come to you. You gotta believe me.
You hurt us all.
No.
Droghar can never forgive you for that.
No. No.
And he starts to step back into the
No.
mist.
No, the mist. The legends. I gotta remember about the legends. What did they say about the mist? Come on, Aries, think. You read it. What did it say? Come on.
And as the mist dissipates from the back of the ship, it opens again at the front. And out steps Erellia.
Erellia, come on. Is that you?
I knew I could never trust you. You turned on all of us. You chose her. You killed Arrow. You were planning to turn on us this whole time.
No. No, I didn't make that decision. No, No. I couldn't.
You have caused us so much pain and hurt. You chose you.
Well, if anyone caused me to turn, it would be you. You didn't trust me. You didn't like me from the very beginning. If anyone would cause me to run, it'd be you. The dark Drow that just kept secrets.
That's it. Lash out at me. Lash out.
No.
Lash out at me. Lash out at all the stuff you see in me, because whatever keeps you from having to deal with yourself. Lash out at everyone around you, because then you never have to deal with who you truly are.
That I just walk backwards right into the main mast and just sit down. I'm just like,
Little Aries gets angry at the world so that she doesn't have to come to terms with who she truly is.
it's okay. I'm not afraid to be alone. I'm not afraid.
You're not afraid to be alone, but you're afraid to admit who you truly are. You're quite happy to be alone and push away everyone around you. But God forbid they find the truth out.
No, they can never find out. No. I changed. I know I have.
Have you? Or, as always, are you just a really good liar? And she starts to step back into the mist.
No. No. The mist. It has to be the mist. What did those legends say? What did they say?
As all of you feel the weight of the emotional attacks, all of you feel the heaviness in the mist encircling you. You start to come through and see light. Light starts to break through. The blue skies start to break through. And you find all of yourselves on the deck of the ship together. All of you and the crew have all experienced these attacks in the mist, except for one person.
DVD.
The man who took the helm right before you entered the mist.
Yeah, or that one.
Leo. Because he's no longer got organic components in that way. He couldn't feel or see the hallucinations. They couldn't affect him in that way, and he sailed straight through the mist. Whereas most would have stopped the ship, turned it round, gotten lost, and everyone would have suffered, he brings the ship through to the other side of the mist.
Now, question: am I still on the deck, or am I back in the crow's nest?
You're up in the crow's nest.
Okay.
I walk around the ship without saying a word. I just look at Erellia, and I'll look over at Droghar, and I'll just kind of like look up just at everybody, and just shake my head, and just I'll walk to the big wheel, and I'll just put my hand on Leo's shoulder, and I'll just stay like that for a moment, and I think that up to this point the whole boat is just silent, just reeling in from all of this, and so I just giving them a tap and just looking ahead.
Yeah. Leo kind of just gives you a nod and takes leave to step away from the wheel for a moment as the rest of the crew are all kind of incapacitated. He raises the sails and lowers the anchor once he's at a safe enough distance from the mist, so the ship comes to a stop and everyone can just regroup and kind of get their bearings again. And that's where we're going to leave it for this evening.
Dang.
By the way, if anyone
All of
wants to
us
know,
need therapy.
real fast, I was kind of smirking a little bit because we were posting Fast and the Furious quotes in the chat about family. Trying to keep from laughing.
Oh my gosh.
What you two were up to? I was like, what in the world?
I am trying to host
Like, I
a
gotta stop
serious
laughing.
session of D&D here, you two.
Hey,
Special.
You don't turn your back on family, even when
You don't
they
send you
do.
back a family.
Special shout out to Joyous quote with "I live my life a quarter mile at the time."
Oh, that's the one that I lost it. I was like, oh my gosh, it was like really serious.
We were
And Aries
engaged.
was saying it's
We-
really
We were 100% engaged. Well, maybe not 100%.
Yeah.
Like
I
97.
was going to say, yeah, absolutely sounds it. Thank you.
And towards the end there, I thought, it'd be really funny. I wonder what Jimmy's like hallucinations are. And I could imagine one of them is just like a giant turkey leg popping up, and it's like talking to him. He's like,
Aw, Jimmy.
Jimmy, for the most part, didn't really experience much. His life is just so weird as it is. Like, he didn't notice anything different than usual. Life just goes on for him. It's always a bit of a bizarre muddle of things.
We were saying though, is this,
they're like, someone's popping there. It's Ghost Me, and it's like, Jimmy, your cooking is terrible. He's like, no,
Oh.
and they're like,
we were saying this
okay,
is
Captain.
this is some of the best role playing out of the
Yeah,
entire
it is.
game. Like
You think so?
full stop.
But I think that's a good place to call it and let everyone kind of get their bearings back after the mist.
Now, funny enough, behind the scenes here, me and Cross actually talked about this. Probably a month ago?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 months ago. We talked about having, because I mentioned across, I said, it'd be cool if we do an episode or a session or part of a session where it would be a reflection on everyone's faults, kind of thing. Like everyone faces kind of like this, the ghost of their fault. Or I don't even
Dude, I
remember
love
what we
it.
talked, something like that.
Yeah, it's just a thing of like dealing with stuff in their mind, of like having people that they love, people that were important to them.
No.
Some of the stuff that was getting said was kind of like half truth. Some of it was full truth. Some of it was just fears that they've got in themselves. Some of it was stuff that they're dealing with. But it was that thing of like coming at them like you can't really discern what's what.
Dude,
And just kind of having to deal with the emotional fallout of that.
that was masterful, Cross. That was
Yes,
awesome, dude. For real.
totally.
Which is
Yeah,
why
just, I
I
hope
will
it-
never be a
This island
DM.
fast.
Which is why I will never be a DM.
I really hope it just hit home, because I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting to do the mist until next week. that was going to be kind of the session for it. But like the role playing, the kind of stuff in the shop was kind of playing out already. But I'm like, I realized we've still got like half the session to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't really have another place yet. We're going to have to go into the actual mist at this point because that was what was next planned.
Mm-hmm.
So like me throwing it together, I'm not going to lie, that was like thrown together at the end of like trying to like, okay, what stuff did I want to hit? What stuff did I want to try and hit for people?
That's amazing.
And try to remember the stuff that I was like, okay, this was the important things to try and hit. And half of it was like, I'm just going to pull this out and hope it works. So little behind the scenes for you there, folks.
Dude,
Oh,
that
it was
was
amazing.
crazy.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I hated being last, I had to psych myself up. I'm like, okay.
I know. Last is horrible.
Well, that's it. I wasn't sure who to go with in what order, so I literally just rolled a d4 for
Yeah,
everyone. It was a case of like just let it go random and whoever's whoever. So yeah, it's
It was funny because Alphabet came up at one point, and I'm just like, I need my comfort cat.
Like
So
I
what the
said,
heck?
this was something me and Cross discussed a while back, so I honestly kind of forgot about it until
Yeah.
all of a sudden the hallucinations popped up, like, oh, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, it's like I mean, like literally, it must have been a good couple of months ago. We talked about the idea of doing the mist at some point and having that show up, and it was just when Spacehawk kind of like said it to me, like that's just too good of an idea not to use and not to utilize. Like we could do something really cool with that. But you guys survived and you made it through, and thanks to Leo, just been able to keep sailing regardless.
Thank you, Leo. I was like, thanks, Leo.
The real MVP.
I'm not going to lie, if Leo hadn't become a Reforce, I'm not quite sure how we would have got out of the mist at the end of it, so I'm kind of glad that happened, because I'm like, oh, that fits, that works. But thank you so much for everyone.
Did Vis, sorry. Did Vis see his lizard dad and was like, hey, Vis, this is your lizard dad. Your captain shot me, just FYI.
Vis got a very interesting thing, because a lot of the stuff that it plays on was emotion. And Vis, as a lizard person, like they aren't really emotional. It's all very like straight. Like that's why like he was with Aries, he wasn't quite getting stuff because he doesn't like respond emotionally to things. It's more of that kind of logical mind. Like that's why he was like, you know, you see this shape in the stars. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? That's weird. So like him, yeah, he's just having a conversation with his dad. He's like this back and forth, back and forth like
He's
logical
more
discussion.
That they're out of the mist because he doesn't get to see his dad. So
Yeah, there you go. That's a twist for Visk there. But I need to wrap up. I need to get out of this office because it is freaking roasting in here now. I am so warm. Stop trying to steal my spotlight. I see you back there.
Look, he's like, yeah, he wants his
Look.
peanut. He wants his food.
Little addict. He wants peanuts. He's addicted. But thank you so much for everyone who joined us for this evening.
Awesome.
We are through the mist. We are on the road to Typhon, or on the seas to Typhon, and who knows what's next for our crew. But thank you so much for joining us. We will be back, of course, next Monday with more D&D. So please come and join us next Monday evening at 8:30 for more. Please go ahead and check out our YouTube channel for our TTRPG stuff. Go and check that out. We are now at 80 subs over there. I would love to get us to at least hit 100 subs and keep growing the channel over there. Even if you've seen all the episodes and everything at this point, please go and just show some love, drop likes, drop subs, everything over there. Keep up to date with us on our social medias and on our Discord, and we keep the conversations going there. As the week goes on, I will be back tomorrow evening and Wednesday evening playing some more Red Dead Redemption 2 that we started last week. Really excited to get back into that. I believe Nitro is back with art this week. Are you doing art this week?
Yeah, we'll be doing either art or just some gaming. So
art or gaming. So come and join Nitro on Thursday, and then on Friday evening I'll be hosting a movie night over in the Discord.
Nice.
First thing going to a movie night, and I thought it'd be a good way to start. Look back at the beginning of the MCU. So we're going to be watching Iron Man starting at 7:30, and you know, like all the crap superhero movies that are out there. Let's go back to some of the good ones.
Yes.
You know, some of the ones that kicked off the MCU. So we will 100% be there in our Discord. Hit that Discord link and join us there if you want to join us for that on Friday. But thank you so much. All of you have an absolutely amazing evening. And remember, it is a good week to be a geek. Take care. We'll see you all later.
See you guys.
Bye now.